Hello guys, and welcome to another Garden Warfare 2 video, and today I'm playing the Mechanic with basically a foot soldier variant of the Engineers. Because his primary weapon is basically the default foot soldier's primary weapon, just with a slightly faster rate of fire, if I recall correctly, and a lot of recoil. So, like when you shoot with this guy, you gotta be putting your stick down, your analog stick, or your mouse. I don't know. Yeah, probably. I don't play on PC, as you can tell. So, I don't really know that. So, yeah, he's basically a default foot soldier with Engineer's abilities, which, personally, I would say overall are slightly worse. But I think Engineer makes up for it for the fact that all three of his abilities are actually usable. And by usable, I mean like the solid abilities. With Foot Soldier, on the other hand, like Rocket Leap, yeah, that's an amazing ability. ZPG, also a very good ability. But what really holds Foot Soldiers back in the ability department is that the Stink Cloud ability, it's just not very good. So, like, if you're using, like, the Stink Cloud, you throw it to try to, cover you. Like, the plants can still see your icon, so. And plus it blinds your own teammates on occasion, too, so. Yeah, it can sometimes be good for your team, but it can also hurt your team. Like, it's a very meta-core ability, I would say. At least for an aerial of denial weapon. Like, if you use beam bombs and butters, like the zombies are either going to have to get out of that location or they're going to die. With Stink Cloud, like, yeah, they still have to get out of that location, but it's not like they're going to die or anything. And if they do, like, it happens like 1 every 5 games or something. So, that's one thing that Engineer has over Foot Soldier. But, personally, I would happily take a Rocket Leap, because Rocket Leap is so good. Like, being able to have that option of being aggressive and running away if need be, it's pretty nice. But, really with Engineer, you don't really need that, because if you need to run away, you got your Turbo Jackhammer. Since they buffed it now, it's actually pretty good. And if someone, wants to be aggressive against you, you don't have to run away. You can just use your stun and, GG easy. Like, you just kill him, like, really easily. Like, at least on Mechanic. Like, on the other Engineers, I think his stun is fine, but on Mechanic, I think his stun is pretty OP on him. Like, high DPS plus stun, it's pretty OP. In my opinion, at least. That's the really only thing I think's OP about Mechanic. I think he's fine. Because, he does have a big hitbox. I think that's, for a character with only 135 max health you can have on him, I think that's fair. And, again, his recoil makes him more difficult to use at mid-long range. Like, he's still usable, still very good, but you're definitely going to struggle more with Mechanic at those ranges than if you're using a foot soldier. So, yeah, Mechanic. It's very fun. Like, if you like foot soldiers, I'm pretty sure you would also like this character. No. Yeah, that wasn't a very good big bolt blaster right there. Yeah, pretty poor positioning. But, oh, one other nice thing about Mechanic is that, like, he is the Chomper's worst nightmare. Like, if you're if you're getting targeted by, like, a Chomper, or the enemy team just has a lot of Chompers, just pick Mechanic. Like, he will destroy them. Like, you could choose, like, another Engineer, because, like, Rhodey Z, I guess, because, like, if you just spam your trigger button, like, he does a lot of DPS. I wouldn't recommend him, though, because, like, he can be pretty risky. Because even with Jackhammer, Like, if you don't have Jackhammer, they can still spikeweed you, so you still probably win, but it can be a little risky. And with Mechanic, it's just safer because like you can damage them at range. So personally, I would just say Mechanic because Chompers, they have a lot of health, and the other engineers tend to struggle in the DPS department. So just got a Chomper problem, just hit your L1 button and then just kill a Chomper for free. Like, that's basically Chompers versus Mechanic in a nutshell. It's a battle of who can hit the L1 button faster, and whoever does that wins. Yeah, very, very skillful sometimes, this game. Who can hit a button faster? That was bad. Like, I heard that Iron Citron, but I didn't. I thought he was right there, but yeah, my mistake right there. Yeah, poor noise requisition right there, I guess. So, not very good. Oh, it's a pea shooter. Oh, Chomper. Yeah, Suicide Chomper right there. Like, if he wasn't a Suicide Chomper, he would be running right now. But I basically ignore him, and he doesn't get a kill, so that's justice right there. And that Captain Squawk right there, I'm not sure if you saw him. Like, he knows the barrel trick on getting to roofs. Like, if you just use your barrel right by a roof, you can explode and you can move yourself slightly. Like, I'm not perfect at it, but it's a little bit of practice. You can consistently get on a couple of rooftops. It's not the most useful trick, but it can help you occasionally. Not going to be very helpful on Captain Squawk because he sucks. So, yeah, sorry to tell you, Captain Squawk lovers. He's a terrible character. I'm sorry, but it's true. Right here, you can see I'm just basically ignoring the teleporter on the left, because that teleporter location is just awful. It is literally right by the plant spawn. Like, that is like I won't say the worst teleporter location in the game, because sometimes the plants overcommit on guarding the teleporter, and it allows your team to capture the base. So, not the worst one ever, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Because it's like right by the plant spawn, so if they don't overcommit on the teleporting, you basically just lost. Unless your team outnumbers them or is a stacked team, like with a lot of good players. So, barely managed to capture the point right there. But, and good thing we did. As you can see, Mechanic, a mortal enemy of hot rods. Well, I kind of out of things to talk about, so I guess I'll talk about the update quotation marks. Like, I just want to get this disclaimer out of the way first. At the end of the day, the update, it didn't like make the game worse. So I'm not like upset about it. So I'm not like hating on PopCap. Cause at the end of the day, they don't have to give us any free updates. But that being said, it's almost like they didn't give us an update. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I tried to be optimistic, like, hey, it's better than nothing, but I'd be lying to myself if I didn't say I wasn't disappointed. Like, that toxic suit for the Torchwood, that definitely could have been a variant. Like, I don't know why they decided to use costumes instead of variants. I would have definitely preferred if they used their resources to make things that would make the game, have more content, like 2 more variants. I know they said they weren't going to give us any, but I don't see why they would not work on any variants and make costumes. Like, everyone in the community, well, not everyone, would prefer variants over cosmetics. And it just doesn't make much sense that Pocket would work on costumes instead of variants. This doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't work at PopCap, so I don't know. And the thing that really disappoints me the most is frickin' Taco Bandits. Like, I love that game mode in Garden Warfare 1. And I can't even play the frickin' game mode in this game because of this frickin' skill-based matchmaking. That's more rank-based matchmaking, but I see people call it skill-based, so I just call it that too. Like, it only matches you against people who are of equal rank to you. And it means I can't even play it because no max rank players are playing that game mode. At least what I could find, so can't even play it. So the one thing I was looking forward to this game mode, I can't even try it. Like, I don't know if I would like it, because it seems kind of but I would at least like to give it a try, and the fact that I can't even is pretty disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. And what else did they add? Some crazy settings. I don't really like the crazy settings. One of them looks interesting. One of them is a crazy health regen. That actually seems kind of fun. Like, you could play like All-Stars and Chompers in that. Like, things like that with that setting, like Chompers would actually be pretty good. Like, if you try to play him skillfully and not a suicide chomper, like, they'd probably still be bad, but it might be interesting. I can imagine Super Brains would be OP in that game mode, though. And the rest of them, like no health regen and play a legendary. I think there's another one. I can't remember what it's called. The rest of them don't seem very interesting. And they fix some bugs. But, you know, they said they fixed like level... that they fixed level up lag. Like I played some like a day after the patch. It doesn't look like they fixed it. It's still, the game's still very laggy. Like, you try to play some like one-shot characters like Iron Citron and Tank Commander, like, and then you just miss your shot. Like, I remember like fighting like a Commando P, and the screen showed 65, and I did like 4 splash damage shots, and I didn't kill him. Like what the... Like, the lag in this game and it's not registering is probably like the worst thing about this game. Like, if level up lag was actually fixed, like if that's all they did this whole patch, like it was like legit fixed, I would be satisfied. But nope. This game will forever be a laggy game, which sucks. I love this game. I personally, like, a lot of people say Garden Warfare 1's better, and they're allowed to have their opinion, but personally, I would say Garden Warfare 2 is better. Sure, Garden Warfare 1, like, it could definitely be better than this game if you got a few more updates, like, if they made, like, fix the balancing and fix the regen system. Like, that's, like, the main reason I don't like Garden Warfare 1. The regen system was awful, in my opinion. Like, you couldn't regen the full health, and if you tried like if you use one of the abilities or started shooting, like, it canceled the regen too. Like, not very fun. Like, Garden Warfare 1 is still a great game. I love that game, but I'd much rather play this game. But that's just me. I can see why people like Garden Warfare 1 better. So update. I had my expectations low, and I still was disappointed. Cause I thought at the very least I'd be able to play some Capture the Taco, as they call it now, but I can't. Oh, you gotta love when your AI zombies block your shots. Like, you summon a zombie to capture the base, and then they prevent you from eliminating resistance from capturing the base. That's fun. And this objective is pretty difficult to capture because they got a lot of plants up there. They just camp up there and can be pretty difficult to push up if your team doesn't have a decent amount of snipers killing their snipers, or have some people sniping. But this teleportation isn't really good at that, because the other one gives you some very good locations to put pressure on the plants team. But this one, I would say, is much easier to defend. I mean, if you're a plant. But luckily, they have a sniping Citron. They have 2 sniping Citrons. They think it must be early 2018. No one told them that Citrons got nerfed. So that allows us to capture this point. And not to mention some fair and balanced gravity grenades. Like, that imp really destroyed them with how fair and balanced gravity grenade is. I tried to save that imp with my stun, but unfortunately couldn't do it. Feels bad, man. It always feels bad when you can't save your teammate from a chomper. So, and the next objective, it's even worse than this one. And that's one big problem I have with this game, is that attacking is so heavily stacked against you. Like, the only time I really win when attacking, if my team is a stacked team, like we heavily outskill them, or we outnumber them. So, yeah. But this game is actually pretty balanced. Like, they outnumber us by 1 player, and the skill level of both of our team overall is pretty fair. So it's rare to have games like that are actually balanced. Like, usually games that get this far are usually pretty imbalanced. But it's nice to have a game that's balanced. Oh, and right here I make a pretty bad mistake. Like, I go down here, I don't even check up there, and I'm gonna pay for that. I'm like, herpa-derpa-derp, I'm gonna build a teleporter. Herpa-derp. And uh-oh. Bam, get ambushed. Like, yeah, I deserve to die here. But luckily, I managed to take him with me, but he got what he needed to do. He prevented the engineer from making the teleporter. So, that was a valuable lesson for playing engineers right there for me. You don't just herp-a-derp down there. You gotta check that ambush point. Like, good thing I quickly learned. Okay, go right back up there to make sure no one's trying to ambush me. So, good thing to learn right there. Like, it actually helped me, like, a few games later. Like, I went up there, bam, there was a corn up there, and I managed to kill him so I could build the teleporter. So, that's something you should always do. Well, at least with my limited knowledge of that. So, pretty good right there. But I'm getting some good pressure in them. They have a lot of people in that base, but we're still capturing. Well, that's nice. Like, I know some people be like, hey, go in the base, go help your team. Like, why aren't you helping your team, no name? Why are you being such a try-hard scrub? I'm pretty sure helping the team. Like, if I'm killing the people helping defend the base, I'm helping. Like, granted, I'll admit sometimes I lack some aggression at times. Like, I'm not perfect, I'll admit that. But I like to put pressure on the enemy team so my team can have less pressure on them when they're capturing the base. Like, if you can kill like 2 people who are in the base or shooting the people in the base, you're doing a good job to your team. And my team right here clearly showed that we had plenty of aggressive players to push in. So I think we have a really good mix. We have a good enough of people putting pressure on them and good enough of aggressive zombie capturing. Like, we had like an idea ratio. Like, I think some people just get frustrated because on this map, generally speaking, there are like 5 Deadbeards and foot soldiers sniping at the back of the map, and you just can't do anything. And that's why I don't like this map and Moonbase Z. It's basically filled with nothing but like an overabundance of campers. Like, in Moonbase Z, you just got a bunch of future cacti, and on this map you just got Captain Deadbeards and stuff. So, this map can be kind of boring sometimes. Like, personally, Zimburbi is my favorite. Like, you can play like anything, like close range, long range, mid range, and I feel like they're both like, they're all viable. Like, you can play a sniper and they're pretty good. You can play a close range character and they're pretty good. But on this map, like, if you try to play close range, you're gonna struggle. Like, I'm not saying you can't do good, but definitely gonna have a hard time compared to playing like a sniper. Then again, snipers have an easier time in this game than other classes. Sniping is kind of OP. Not too OP, at least on consoles, but that's kind of too good, I would say. But just by a bit. Especially Captain Deadbeard. Ooh. That mech got wrecked. I would say I feel bad about that Chomper. Just getting killed by that unfair stun plus DPS combo. But then again, he was a suicide Chomper. You can't feel too bad for them. Did Sunflower just get a cheeky thing in? Yes, she did. Like, that's one thing annoying about this minigame. Like, some people just ignore C. I see so many people just walking by it. Like, don't even try to turn the mirror. Kind of annoying. Right here, this is a pretty bad Big Blaster location. I can shot and I can't shoot him. And I get killed by the last tick of fire damage. Always feels bad, man. Like, fire damage is kind of OP. Like with like, not so much with like some characters like Centurion, but with like characters like BBQ Corn and like the Splash Fire variants like Paleontologist and Fire P. It's kind of like you just have to barely have to hit them. Like, you can do 1 damage splash, and you just do 26 damage to them. Like, with BBQ Corn, you can just lay waste to, like, you can hit, like, 2-3 players and do, like, 90 damage to a bunch of players. And if they don't have a healer, like, bad news for, that team. Like, fire damage is really nasty. But we did pretty good in this finale. Like, usually some teams I just had like dominate the first 5, and then this game mode we just get clobbered because the plant teams just become so aggressive. Like, I don't know why some like some plant teams are very passive, but in the finale they're like, all right, we're serious now. Like, I've seen that happen quite a few times. It's kind of strange. Like, just wreck them, and then they wreck us in the minigame. So yeah. Sunflower's reviving is just so nasty. Like literally, like in 2.5 seconds, that Sunflower just revived that Iron Citron. Like, there's a lot of Sunflower and Torchwood. That's like very annoying. How fast they can revive them. %8 health feels bad, man. I keep on saying that. I say that too much. I'm sorry. But here we managed to pull out a win. So this is actually a pretty fun game. So this is Mechanic. I like him. Pretty good character. And now we got a Happy Yeti. Now he's freed, so he can go do some dabs in Boss Hunt. Yeah, we freed the Dabbing Yeti King. Yay. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.